Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Rwagnation League Season 6, Round 7 GP here in Belgium. I'm Ben Rwagnation. Joining the commentary box is the legend herself. It is Jess. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
You know what? I'm all right. I've calmed down now. I'm not as upset as I was earlier about my 24-hour rate. We're still going. We're apparently up to P15 now. Things are looking on the up, all right? I'm happy. But we are here in Spa. We got 2 DRS zones, 19 turns, and 4.3 miles of just non-stop action. I mean, look at the elevation changes there. You've seen it already in the F2 races, just how much you can have a lot of side-by-side fights, and it can pretty much carry out throughout the entirety of the lap. Here is the championship as it stands, with Andy currently leading it, but he's only 4 points ahead of Top Tom there in P2. Samidia and Yen up there, P3 and 4 with 79 and 76, with Brandon at P5 on 43. It gets a little bit more further spread out as Galvan is the P10 driver right now with 16 points. But as you know, these things can change at the drop-off hour because he's only 1 point ahead of Copy, who's currently there in P11. If you're in the top 10, remember you get invites straight into the next season should you want to join it. But if you're outside of it, then you have to fight for your chance. So these guys are all going to be scrapping to try and get their way into the RNL. Wherever they see fit. Dennis, Higgsy, Dylan, and Assassin all on at the big donut ring of death, whereas the constructors look as follows. It's a 2-horse race still. Racing Point leading, though, with 155 points, ahead of Mercedes, who are on 139. McLaren P3, 98 points. Very much a one-man show there, with Top Tom carrying his team. AlphaTauri there, P4, with 56 points, and then Williams in 5th place. But you saw the qualifying yesterday, and this is what it's going to look like for the starting grid here today. In first place, Top Tom had a fantastic quality, but he was just slightly faster than Andy, who's in P2. Top Jack having a really good qualifying there in P3, and Danica right there on the back of him by 1,000th in P4. Hoeni P5, and just shortly behind him is Copy in P6. He's stuck in that Red Bull sandwich. Mateo P7 with Yonti in P8. It's actually great to see Yonti in the top 10. Jesper at P9, Samidia at P10. So fantastic for Samidia to get himself into that top 10. I believe Yen up there. Yep, P11. And Luca with something there. He's got a big penalty. Dylan 13th. Brownie 14th. I'm not sure why there was a screen thingy there. And same for Assassin. Gelbavan P15. Assassin in 16th place. That's actually quite funny. Dennis 17th. Bika in 18th. The Alfa Romeo boys letting the side down. And Yari is going to be the 19th driver. He did not qualify in this race. So we'll actually be starting right at the back of the grid. Now, hot lap time. Yonti is going to show us how to do a lap here of Spa. It's a very unique track. I actually find it to be one of those tracks that is quite awkward if you get it wrong. Into turn 1 then. This is a very important corner. I would say the most important corner because you need to charge hard coming out. And now onto the Eau Rouge Radion uphill on the inside. And then again straight up and over, and now onto the DRS zone. Wing wide open from here. This way you're going to see all of the tow, all of the DRS, all of the ERS being deployed to go for a maneuver here. In the F1s, it's pretty easy, but in the F2s, it's a lot harder. Cut the inside corner here, and again on the left-hander, and you want to bring yourself right over to the left so you can flick it back through on the right and get onto the exit curve quite nicely. Brake when you see the curb start, get yourself right down the gears. Gear 2 if you need to help you get the extra bit of rotation, but Yolti's a baller. He only needs to stay in Gear 3. Coming into the corner with no name and cut the inside and make sure you run out wide, but don't run too wide because you will invalidate if you or get warnings, penalties. And now into Puon, the long double left-hander. Carries that quite nicely. You can actually just lift through there, no brakes needed. Now into the long sweep PSs. And now into what I would say is the second most important corner, because you need to cut this quite nice on the inside, run out wide again quite nicely, but you need to get the exit of Dreams, because from this moment forward, you are flat on the throttle all the way down, charging continuously up through the left-hander into Blanchimont. Get the left-hander here quite nice. Yeah, don't touch the inside curb, it will kill you. And now brake here for the bus stop on the 100-meter board. Get right down the gears. Gear 2 to help with that rotation. And watch out here. You might want to short shift on the exit just to make sure you don't lose the rear. Yonti does exactly that and crosses the line to take whatever lap time that was. It says P1 on his dash, and I believe him. Right, we are just getting the lobby started any second now. So, Jess, it's been an interesting qualifying. Top Tom on pole, only just ahead of Andy. Andy's normally been the person to actually qualify better than anybody, except obviously in last week in the US, where we saw Tom actually have a fantastic qualifying, but his race didn't quite go so well off the start, did it?
No, it did not. I think the pressure really got to him, to be honest, and he picked up loads of penalties as well. USA is quite a common track at getting penalties, but the thing that surprised me was Andy getting a penalty early on more than anybody else. So if he wants to actually get this race win tonight, he's got to keep the penalties to a minimum. And there's many places in Belgium where you can pick up penalties and exceed track limits. So let's hope Andy does not do that and he has a clean race today. But he's P2, not a bad place to start on the grid if you think about it, because usually when you get the run into turn 1, usually the guy that starts in P2 gets the best run. So this is potentially what Andy is hoping for, but we will see. It'll be a nice battle to see between Tom and Andy, actually. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'd be really good. I mean, the thing I've criticised Andy on time and time again, and I will continue to do so until he finally fixes it, but it's his consistency. The penalties are just they're just too thick and fast. He got loads in the USA. And it actually cost him a lot of places. Obviously, we did have to close the race early due to what you saw in the hype video. But you know what? It's still, and his pace is just so fast. He's consistent as well. He manages his tires perfectly. A lot of it comes down to just how well he can keep himself within those track limits. On track like this, it's not that difficult to keep yourself in the track limits. I think realistically, you're looking at sort of maybe 2 or 3 corners in particular that come to mind where you could easily get yourself a warning and maybe get a little bit more than that. But the drivers are all on the grid right now, getting themselves loaded up with the setups and the tires that they did the Q2 on, should I say, for the top 10. Those outside of it will continue as they were. Obviously, I think, yeah, so Luca got a penalty, which pushed him outside of the top 10, which is now meaning that he still has to start on, I believe, he still has to start on the tires that he qualified on, whereas some idiot who was P11 actually starts the race on whatever tires he wants because he's now P10. If that makes sense. I think I made that make sense.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, because if you qualified originally in P10, then obviously you'll have to start on the tires you qualified on anyway. So, obviously in Q2, so that makes sense definitely. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we're going to get started off with the formation lap here. Let me get the bar up. There it is. The formation lap is up. Tom leading us away then on the formation lap. I think we're in need of a prediction. What we're saying. What prediction should we do, Jess? Have you got a good one?
Oh.
Should we say safety car first lap?
I would say safety car by end of lap 2.
All right. SC or VSC by end of lap 2?
Yes.
Yes? No. We'll give 2 minutes. Go.
I'm going to say my prediction on that. Yes.
All right. You're a believer.
I think it's going to be... Belgium is common for safety cars. I've seen it in many leagues, but these are top drivers. Hopefully there won't be any safety cars, but I think there's just going to be a safety car in the opening lap. So I'm just...
Ooh.
What's happened?
I'm looking at the points for the prediction. So you're in the yes tree. 2,000 points are on the yeses, but 6,000 points on the no. So
you're mad.
Recount. There. Yeah, recount. Well, 2.5k now, so it's still up in. There are still plenty of time for people to get their points in. Tommy P went all in on no, so he's put the 6k in there to go for a hard nope, not happening. So if you're not from the Dutch land and you are a gambling individual, you're more than welcome to participate in that prediction. 16,000 on no. Cat goes meow. I think the stewards have lost their mind today. Furball's gone crazy. It's out of control.
Oh, Furball. But you never know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Oh.
We'll see.
Predictions ramping up even more. 19.2k on no. 12.6k on yes. All right, we're getting a fair few points there. People are actually starting to believe. 13.1k now on yes. So we're upping the game a little bit. Points are starting to climb. That's what we want to see. You guys waste your channel points. That's what I want. Keep doing it.
Well, I know a lot of you
it.
have like loads of like. Some people have like 100k channel points. Just use them all up for goodness sake.
I think Badger has the most points out of everybody. I think he's like, besides me, obviously I'm on infinite, but I think he's got like 500k points.
Oh, that's
Lapis
way more
is
than
on
me then.
390k. I think Fen should actually start using some of the points in these predictions. Whoa, 24k I just saw, and yes. 24k.
Someone responded to
yes.
me.
Who did that? Oh yeah, Fencow, she's Dutch. Sad.
Let's get started then.
Yes. All right, then here we go. Here in Spa, it's going to be Top Tom leading us away. And it's go time. It looks like Top Tom's quite good. Same for Andy. We are running up towards turn 1. I think Top Tom's got it all covered off. Andy's going to try and stick around the outside. He's actually alongside of him, in fairness. But now Top Tom should be able to carry that drive on out. Never mind. Andy is through. He's burning that ERS. He's got the race lead. Top Tom's going to be hunting him down. He's in the toe, but he doesn't want to close in too quickly. That's why he's moving out of that toe, just so he can get it all lined up. But watch Top Jack here. It's the battle of the top drivers. Top Tom, Top Jack trying to hunt down Andy. Top Tom in the toe, moving to the left. Andy's going to go down to the inside and try to protect him. We're going to go 3 wide. Top Jack is going to go for the send of dreams. Down the inside, there's contact. Down goes the Mercedes, falling down the order. Top Jack's going to go around the outside again on Top Tom. He's the race leader. Top Tom P2. Huene has retired and a safety car has been called. There's your prediction, people.
I was right.
If you voted yes, you're getting some bank.
Who predicted like 16k or whatever?
Oh, it was 24k, I think it was.
Well, whoever did that, they're going to get a lot of channel points. But yeah, Andy got very unlucky there. If you go into the inside in Le Camp, 3 wide there, it just does not work. Someone had to give in. Nobody gave in, and then that's what happened. So Andy, unfortunately, being the victim, but he's staying P5, so his race isn't over yet. Danico and Yenab getting penalties already, so I wonder what's happened there. But yeah, I wonder what the drivers are going to be thinking of. It's too early to pit, so I'm guessing they're just going to stick it out there, and it won't be long before the safety car comes in. The safety car, I think, is due to Hueni's retirement in the Mercedes, so Mercedes not going too well. So
no. I actually think Top Jack is going to get a penalty from the stewards. That's my suspicion. The move going into Lecum, not quite a good one, I'll be honest. Bit of a send down the inside, 3 wide. There's always going to be carnage for one of them. Andy was the one who got a little bit victimized, but did actually keep his wing completely intact. So yes, lost 3 places, but in actual fact, keeping himself alive there, really looking pretty good.
Yeah, Nub goes into the pits then. He's wanting to go in. I believe it's either just a strategy call. We'll have to wait and see as he comes in. And he's serving his stock go. Interesting call there, but I'm guessing he wants to stay penalty free in terms of on-track penalties. So, and it's a safety car. So if I were you, if you do have a 5-second stock go and it's a safety car, I would get rid of it if I were you. But I thought you can't serve stock goes in the pits. It's drive-through. It's drive-throughs you can't serve them in the safety car. Okay. In stock goes you can. Okay. Cool.
In the game, but I believe in real life you're not meant to be able to do that. Could be confirmed, I suppose. Telemetry on the left is a bit broken. It is lap 2, not lap 3, and I promise you that Top Jack is the race leader, which it now has just corrected itself to show. Danico having that 5-second penalty, like you said, can serve it in the pit lane, should really serve it in the pit lane, but I've heard that there was contact between Danico and Hueni, which is what caused Hueni to die, effectively. From Hueni's words, just turned in on me. Rejoining the track as safe as possible on the left-hand side as much as I could. Didn't see any red arrows, then Danny just hits me, and I get sent into the wall. Well, we'll let the stewards look into that one. I imagine that it is being investigated. We'll probably hear from them in a moment or two. Fairball's been pretty trigger happy with the steward notification today, so I wouldn't be surprised if it appears in a Uno Memento. Interesting that Yari pitted, went on to softs. He actually, I don't think he even had a penalty, did he?
No, I will check actually if he got damage from that. So I will check race director because you can check. We can check if they got damage. So no, Yari, like Yenab, had no front wing, and he didn't have a 5-second stop go either. So 2.5 seconds with his pit stop. Not a bad pit stop. If I was, I think the Williams boys doing very well in terms of their pit crew today. So, but yeah, I'm intrigued, and he's on the softs too. So, is he going? I'm sure he's going for a 2-stop race. The way he's going, or even a 3-stop. We haven't even discussed about the strategy here because of what happened at the start.
I know that the lap 1 incidents are under investigation, is what the stewards have come back to us to say. Investigation is
For the 2
Danny having that
incidents.
penalty, and he's decided not to pit. I mean, yes, if he pits now, he's going to fall to the back of the grid, but 5 seconds is quite a hefty amount. Like, surely you want to get that just done and dusted out of the way. I guess you could probably help your teammate more by being up here and scrapping with those ahead of you. I think this lap we're going to see the safety car come in.
Yeah, I think so as well, because everyone's caught up now. I think the damage has been cleared already, so it's a no-brainer for the safety car to come in. So this is crunch time for Top Jack as well. He may have something in his mind thinking, hey, was I the one that caused the crash potentially as well? So maybe that's going to hinder him a little bit, but he's got to forget about that. He's got to focus on getting the best restart as he possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely. Top Jack, the pressure on him is going to be pretty heavy. Top Tom is kind of used to this, so I reckon Top Tom's going to actually jump Top Jack going onto this. Andy, though, the one who lost out the most, is really going to need to capitalize on as many mistakes as the drivers make ahead of him as possible. He cannot afford to get caught out and be stuck behind again. Did a very good job, though, like I say, to avoid damage on the big send that Top Jack did. I think Top Jack did quite well considering, but I think it was a bit too much. We'll see what the stewards say when we hear from them next. But yeah, I don't think there's any way. I mean, I'm looking at it. There is no wing damage for Andy that we can see visibly. If there is any, it will be minor, and it'll be like light green or whatever. It shouldn't affect him too much.
I think, to be honest, for Andy, I think the stewards will be thinking how much damage, if any, has Andy got. But if Andy would have got damage, I think the penalty that Jack would get would be more severe. So I think maybe Jack probably will get a penalty, or either be a racing incident, or Jack will get a slap on the wrist potentially, because I don't know. But he forced Andy off the track. It is impossible to say. But the safety car's in this lap, so yeah. Jack's now the de facto safety car.
All right, Jack. This is going to be, I think this is the second time I've seen him now. I think he had one in Mexico where he was race leader and actually controlled the restart.
Did he?
So we'll see. Yeah, I might be wrong. I could be wrong. I very am often wrong, so I can believe I'm wrong. But Top Jack now has complete control over how this race gets restarted. And away he goes. He's already tried to get a jump. And I think he may have actually just caught Top Tom a little bit, but not going to gain too much through there, as Top Tom's already on the back of him. So Top Jack has restarted this race. Top Tom still within him, just a bit over half a second, although closing in already. Danico on the back of Top Tom as well. Andy did not manage to get down copy, but he's going for a move down into turn 1. He's got down the inside and he's made that one work. Fantastic stuff there from him. And already, actually, Matteo is trying to do the same thing as well as they come up towards Overage Radion. It looks like he's backed out just a tad, but he's used so much ERS. No further action from all of the lap 1 incidents. Alrighty.
There we go. That's breathed a sigh of relief for the ones involved there. But you can see in AlphaTauri, oh, what is it? Matteo going side by side. It's going to be 3 wide, guys. Do not make it 3 wide. It went wrong earlier. But looks like Matteo got the send on copy that he did. And he's up into 5th place. His next target of attack is now Andy in 4th place. Matteo, I can't remember where Matteo started, but he started way low down and he's already having a really good race. The safety car probably helped him get his tyres into good knit. And Copy probably struggling a little bit to get near his teammate, but I do believe Matteo is liking this track and he's pulling off some very good lap times. I have watched a few races where Matteo's raced in Belgium. He's been really, really good, so I'm expecting some big things from Matteo. I think he's the only AlphaTauri on the grid tonight, but I have a feeling he can still be in the top 10 and still got to score some decent points for the team, but touch wood, maybe it could happen. But he's on 66% ERS, he's managing it all right, but there's going to be a danger that he's going to run out very quickly if he's in a trainer battle for this whole time as well. But the battle we got to keep an eye on as well is between Top Tom and Top Jack, the battle of the tops. It's going once again. But Danny could catch up, Danny's got to get past these two because he knows he's got a penalty to serve.
Yep, he's really, really struggling, is Danico, to keep up with these two at the front. Matteo setting the new fastest lap, unsurprisingly, 1:46.649. Pretty good lap time considering the weight of the car right now. Top Tom then has a lot of ERS to his disposal. Top Jack has still quite a lot, 84%. As we come up the hill now to go onto the Camel Straight. And the DRS will be available on the next lap, remember? So don't expect to be seeing any huge sends on the run up towards Lecum. Whereas Danico is really going to have to push that ERS battery a lot further than he necessarily wants to. He's already on 49%. Had a little bit of a wobble there. Andy on the back of him here. This is going to be pushing him along a little bit. And Andy needs to get past here. He needs to hurry up and close out Danico so that he doesn't lose the train for a race lead. Especially with his history, this could go horribly wrong if it doesn't.
Exactly. If Andy just does not get the send he desperately needs. And who's that? That's Renault. That's Top Jack who's spun.
Oh, they've had big contact. I actually just realised how bad that is. Top Tom's got huge wing damage. He's missing so much on the left-hand side. He's also missing an end plate on the right-hand side. He's dropping down like a stone. He just doesn't have the grip. This is disaster for the McLaren driver.
The one who was doing very well in the last few races, he won in USA, and unfortunately he's had bad luck. I wonder if Top Jack and Top Tom make contact with each other. I think the stewards will probably look into that. I don't know, but what a shame. But we do know that he's had bad luck in races, and somehow he fights back due to how fast and insane he is compared to these drivers. So you never know. You can still go back into this right now, but he's got the likes of Dennis, Dylan, Robin catching up to him as well. Dennis trying to go for a move at the bus stop there, and Top Tom had no choice but to go into the pits. And I believe Top Jack got away scot-free with no damage. So I think I want to actually see what happened, but Top Tom got got with the worst damage, unfortunately.
Yeah. And now we're on a lap where DRS is enabled, so expect to see Andy going for a maneuver here on Danico, not even needing to use his overtake button. He just has that much extra speed going through, and that is Andy now taking race lead. Danico will sit in P2 for a little while, but Matteo up there in P3. I mean, he's obviously been helped out a fair amount by the fact that Top Jack and Top Tom came together. They both, Top Tom has got into the pits. One more safety car, and he's suddenly right back into it. But right now, this is looking very solid for Andy, Danico, and Matteo. Oh, Danico, if you take his penalty out of it, but 5 seconds is going to be quite a big deal.
Yep, it is. He should have done what Yenab did and served it in the pits, because Yenab is already doing very well to try and catch up to the ones around him. But I think Danny just wants a bit of glory on the track. I mean, he likes this track. He said that last week. So, I mean, I'm just looking at the pit lane loss. It's a no-brainer in a safety car to pit, but for Danico, I think he just forgot to look at his notes on when the pit lane loss. The pit lane loss, 18 seconds plus 5 seconds. You did the maths, guys, at home. It's a lot. It's similar to Silverstone pit lane loss if you add the 5-second penalty. So, ouch for Danico. But he's still racing, so it's all good.
I mean, that is pretty much back at the grid level, kind of. I think he falls behind Top Tom just if that happens. Andy with the new fastest lap then, 46.156. I think we are in need of a prediction. We're seeing one in the chat from Tommy P saying that Matteo's going to get a podium. He's calling it right now. So let's put his money where his mouth is. If a admin could please start a prediction of can Matteo get himself on the podium. Let's see how many people. Let's give it a good 5 minutes. I think a good 5 minutes will be sufficient for it to have a nice amount of betting time.
Matteo is probably worried of what he did, what someone put in the chat there as well. So if Matteo does not get a podium, you can blame the person that suggested that prediction. So
it's all your fault, Tommy P. Oh, we have the prediction there. Let's see the points coming in. Who believes and who doesn't believe in Matteo Longate? We'll see. Matteo P3, copy P4, epic. I mean, Copy is doing well at the minute to hold on, but he has to make sure he continues with that pace. He cannot afford to be caught up in any incidents. But also, a big shout out to some idiot who's really done well in this race to bring himself forward. I think he might be able to achieve greatness here today. He's going to need it after last week's result. Obviously, it wasn't his fault at all. He did get caught out and done in a little bit, but it is what it is.
So he started 10th, didn't he? He started inside the top 10. So it's usually when you start 10th in RNL, usually you get a good result. And I think that's what some idiot is proving right now. But
yep.
He's doing brilliant, so we'll keep it up. And he's on the memes as well. This could bode to be interesting for the middle part of this race as well. Alternate strategy. As Matteo pitted, or has he gone off or something?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's had a spin.
Tommy, it's your fault.
He's had a spin. This is Tommy's fault. This is all on you.
Close the prediction. Close the prediction.
I've just seen the points just shoot through the roof as soon as that happened. 89k on no.
What if you, the ones who have said one, you're screwed.
I mean, look, it's not over yet. He can still bring it back. Who knows? But all I'm saying is Matteo Longate is going to be hunting you down, Tommy P. I'd be running away if I was you. Yonti does then mean he's up to P4, and Copy doesn't need to have the consistency game from a penalty perspective, so far at least, because he's already on the podium. If you remember, his first race of the season, he got a podium due to keeping himself clean enough. 546,000 points on no. If you vote yes, you're getting huge points. You may as well even chuck just chuck a 1,000 on or 2,000 in there on yes, just purely to see like whether or not you're gonna win. That's worth it.
Yeah, someone's asked what happened. We literally don't know. I think he just lost it by himself. I think he overcooked it.
Vex it. I said no before it was cool. I also saw Digaligu said, with Tom's pace, could he go on hards and go to the end of the race? Probably not. Yonti, they're going for a move here on Copy. Down the inside, into the bus stop. Should have got that maneuver locked in. Yes, he has. Copy, though, is under pressure because some idiot getting the switchback of dreams coming through the final corner. Copy got so disorientated from Yonti going through that some idiot on the mediums has also made up to P4. Some idiot looking to have some serious pace in.
Yep, he is, and he's almost 7/10 off getting a podium too as well. But I think Copy, was just enjoying the podium for a little bit, and then forgot that he's got the likes of Yonti and some idiot behind him as well. But some idiot's a fast driver. It's nice to see him back on form once again, and this could be the race. This could be the race where he gets that potential win as well. It's not over. Andy has not got a penalty yet either. Jesper's doing very well as well. It's nice to see some underdogs do well. We also got Top Jack going back at this as well, up into P8 as well. The two Renault boys, I think, definitely working together, that's for sure.
Well, this is the thing, and that's the thing about F1 is it doesn't even matter if you're P17 right now. For Yari, for example, yes, he's 22.7 seconds away from Top Tom, who at one point was the race leader. This could just change as soon as the safety car comes in, if a safety car comes in. And Dennis has got himself a 3-second time penalty. I think he's the first to get one for track limits, so he needs to rein that one in if he wants to have a chance. Well, he's currently on P10, although when the penalty is applied, he won't be. So he's got to worry about that. Some idiot, though. I don't want to jinx him, but 6/10, almost 7/10 off of Yonti now. He's burning a lot of his ERS just to close in. He wants to try and get into that. There's like a range when you're within half a second of the car ahead of you. You can actually use very little ERS just to maintain it. If you get a little bit further out, that's when you're going to have some real issues. But 719,000 points on no. 13.4 thousand points on yes for Matteo getting onto the podium. Ooh, well, we'll see. Rwaggy, stop watching. No.
Well, we've seen Top Tom had a slide in Mexico, and he was like 12th or something. He still finished on the podium, so don't lose hope for the ones who selected yes before that crash happened. So we'll see. Meanwhile, I think we still got Copy bar on the back of somebody, but I don't think he's going to do anything about it. Nobody does not. And now he's just checking in right now. He's forgetting about what's happening behind, and he's leading this race by 2.1 seconds. He's been putting some consistent laps at the moment. Could this be where the advice we've given him sticks? Because he's doing all right so far.
Well, Danico 2.2, like you said, from Andy. Although his pace has been pretty good, has Danico, in comparison. Oh, that might not be that. Oh, big catch there from him. His back end stepped, but he caught that one quite nicely. His tyres will be pretty warm after that one. This is going to give Yonti, sorry, not Yonti. Yep, Yonti, an opportunity to close in maybe a little bit. We'll see whether or not they can. I think I was actually on board with Copy there. I just saw Red Bull and back end step out and assumed it was Danica.
Yeah, I was looking at Danica and I was like, are you sure there's a slide from Danica? Because he looked absolutely fine, but yeah, it was Copy. So a shame there, but you know, the tyres are starting to wear a little bit on those softs already. I can't remember how long these softs last. I do believe it lasts about, I'm trying to think here. 18, 20 laps. I haven't looked at much on the strategies on the 100% races. We don't know what it is, but usually on a 50% race, the tyre deg is not too bad. So I'm guessing they can get the softs for a little bit longer. So if that's the case, forget about the 2-stop. I think we could potentially see a 1-stop.
Well, I think a 1-stop is probably what they're going to do here. Oh, Jesper nearly losing it. I think he's actually going to go line up for a move here, potentially. Overtake engaged, DRS engaged. He only used a little bit, just helped give him that extra momentum, but he's pulled out of the slipstream. Not looking for an overtake after all, just wanted to stay as is. Top Jack, though, getting through on Brownie. So Top Jack throwing down that pace that he's chucked on. This is, honestly, I've been really impressed by his pace. Less impressed by his opportunity management, I think are the words I'm going to go with. Definitely need to watch out. I think he's been very lucky to not get a penalty for the run-in towards Lecombe, but
we still haven't heard about what happened between
I don't know what happened between him and Top Tom,
yeah. I think, because we haven't heard it, well, I'm thinking they're probably going to investigate it after. I'm guessing about what's going on. Otherwise, it would have been investigated by now. I'm guessing they need both drivers' POVs, so I think we have to wait a bit longer to find out the results from that outcome. But, you know, we'll see what happens. It could look different from their POV to our POV, so we'll see what the stewards will have to say.
Mateo's predictions looking pretty bad. P15, and he's just got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Again, he's not out of this. I don't suspect he's going to be the only driver that actually has any worries when it comes to other drivers getting penalties. But I've just heard Tom and Jack's incident was just Jack losing the rear all on his own, and apparently it's no further action regardless. I've not heard from the stewards themselves yet, but I assume that's what the case is.
That's Vexit's opinion. That's Vexit's opinion.
Yeah.
So, well, I didn't see the action on my screen, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, I think it's probably that Top Song could not avoid it, and he ended up going into him maybe. So, and then getting damaged. So, if that happened, that was very unlucky for both drivers. What happened to Yen up there? He just slid by the curb like no tomorrow. I thought he would have got damaged there, but he still got on the track. Amazing.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a madman.
Can I just give credit to some idiot? On the medium compound tyres, he's holding his own against these guys that are on the softs. He's right up there in P4, just hanging in for that 1-second margin on Yonti. He's burnt a lot of his ERS, though, and don't get me wrong. But to be 11 laps in, still within the train for a P3, after starting P10, this is fantastic for some idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I think for some idiot, he had to pretend that last week never happened, and that mindset, that's definitely words, I have to say. And if you're too confident to go onto the mediums and put that this pace, the same pace as the soft runners are running, then the guys on the soft must be very worried of some idiot right now. Some idiot's definitely favoured to win this race. He's only 8 attempts shy of getting Yonti, but some idiot I think is playing the patient game because he probably might be worried that he could be losing his ERS. 17% already left to go. Same with Yonti, about the same. Danica on 26. Our race leader there has nothing to worry about. He's on 56% battery. So his ERS management is fine, but he didn't have to uses the RS because he's leading. So
Yeah. So the steward's been in touch to inform us pretty much exactly what Vex has said. So yeah, the back end for Top Jack was lost on its own. There was no contact that caused it, but Top Tom just didn't have anywhere near enough time to be able to react, and that was why he took huge amounts of damage to his front wing, and that's why he's down there in P16. So F's in chat for Top Tom, but you know what? Again, a safety car is all that's needed. We might even have one here. Yellow flags for
that's
cars
Top
down
Jack.
the field. That's Top Jack. He's actually stopped completely on the circuit. He's trying to get going again. Oh, the rejoin! No! Assassin gets clipped by it, and that is now Top Jack pointing still even further in the wrong direction. Almost certainly going to be wing damage on the front of that car, but no, yeah, left end plate is missing. He's lucky to still be alive after that one. No safety car has been called.
Or no VSC either.
Yeah.
I think we just talked about him. That's probably what, like, the pressure. The pressure. Oh.
It's your fault. I can't take blame for that one. I mean, I can, but I won't.
We'll both take blame for that. So it's not just
right.
you.
Both the McLaren drivers have just got a 3-second time penalty of their own, which is sad.
Sad times.
Penalties are really starting to come in thick and fast now, actually. They're all starting to accumulate them.
I thought more people would have got less penalties around this chat. I thought it would be like, I'm trying to think which other track did not get as many penalties. Japan, where people got less penalties. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised, but I'm guessing maybe Lecom, Piron potentially as well. You could lose it. Brussels. I think those corners as well you can kind of cut. Can't think where else you could. Maybe bus stop if they cut massively, but that's probably hard to do anyway. As Top Jack goes into the pits then for, I believe, front wing damage repairs. And he would probably go onto the hards or the mediums. Probably the hards, I would say. So
mediums.
Mediums, oh, okay. Can mediums make it to the end for me? I don't think so.
I think you're right. I don't think they can. Maybe though. Maybe. In fact, I'm going to look at Andy's tyre situation. So he's on 51% on the soft. So let's have a look at some idiot who's on 70% on the medium. So he's looking pretty good. The incident between Top Jack and Assassin is now under investigation. I'm pretty certain Top Jack is going to get slapped for that one because that was all on him. That was an unsafe rejoin. I don't think Assassin got hampered by it. In fact, to be honest, Top Jack might not even get a penalty for that because there was no impact to Assassin other than the colored brown that he's got in his trousers. Top Jack was the one who suffered the damage and suffered going into the pit lane. So I think there's already enough of a penalty on Top Jack. It'll be deemed as that was naughty, Top Jack, don't do it again, but you've already been screwed over enough, so enjoy.
Yeah, I think the punishment for Top Jack is him being down in P16, so that's probably what the stewards will be thinking. But it's a shame after his good result last week, but you know, there's going to be some races where you have bad races, and it's probably going to be a slap on the wrist for him, and he's going to think about his improvements rate for next week. But Belgium is where a lot of incidents can be made, and if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, these sort of things happen. But just look at the pace that some idiot is bringing right now. He wants that P3 so bad, but his memes is not helping him right now, I think. But it's going to be a point where the soft will start to die, and that's when some idiot can get past Yonti.
Top Tom is definitely not backing down here. He's giving it the full beans. 146, 133 are the times that he's currently setting, which is fantastic to see. There's a discussion going on in the chat about the time trial lap times that has been happening on the ACC server, where Fen has actually been stepping up her game quite a lot and actually faster than quite a fair few people. Raymond Oak was commenting to say how it's cringe that people are going on to beat her. And I agree, but only I agree in the fact that it's only because Fen will absolutely let you know if she beats you. A lot.
She likes to tell you. I know that.
Yeah. I almost got it rubbed in my face. Well, she's faster than me, I think, in Sector 1, and I got it rubbed in my face for a good 15 minutes last night.
Oh, that's admins for you. They like to gloat. I am not surprised there that Fen likes to do that, but, you know, let's see. Let's see if Fen could beat everybody else, potentially. But enough about ATC for the time being. We've still got these races to commentate on, but there's not much happening on the circuit apart from some idiots caught 2 tenths on Yonti in that final sector. Is it going to be the time where he gets to the DRS Open and goes on the attack, or is it going to be too little too late for him? I think it's going to be too little too late. He's lost a bit of time into La Source, so I think it's just the waiting game for some idiot. But he's a patient guy. He could do it.
Yeah. Well, he's also got the fact that he's on... Ooh, a bit of wobble there. He's okay there. He's also got the fact that his medium tyres are actually going to start coming to be the more optimal tyre out of all of the guys ahead of him. And now you can see that despite the fact that Yonti's been also in the tow and DRS of Danico, Samidia has actually been able to stay with him and actually closed in a fair bit. Now the gap is starting to decrease between the two as Galbavan has managed to get through on Brownie, so up to P7 for him. Very good results so far. P7 for Galbavan, which would be nice for the team if they can achieve what they got to do. Basically, Fen, I just said you need to stop rubbing it in my face, all right? That you beat my sector 1 or whatever it was.
Wow. But anyway, I think in a few laps' time, we'll start to see pit stops. I think from the likes of Andy, Danico, Yonti, Jesper and Copy. Meanwhile, Matteo is fighting back. He's up into 12th. And he's got past Dylan quite comfortably on those soft tyres. And even with that issue he had earlier, he's doing a pretty good job to get back on the road. I think it was just a spin he had earlier anyway, so it's not harming him too much. But I wonder if the likes of Dylan will get back out again. Same with Assassin too. But, you know, we'll see. The prediction could still happen if everyone else in front of him make a mistake, which is probably not going to happen. But you never know. I've seen predictions come true in many times that we weren't expecting. But the pit window is opening for Matteo, I believe. So I wonder if it's going to be the same for the other drivers.
Let's have a quick peek. Top Jack receives a 5-second time penalty for the dangerous rejoin on the track.
To be expected.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It was a very dangerous rejoin. I would argue penalty has already been issued enough, but adding an extra 5 seconds, fair play. Andy, just checking his tyre wear, he's on 40% on the rear left, so the softs are really starting to drop off now, and they're going to be a problem later on. Danico is on 45%, so yes, 5.5 seconds back, but much better tyre wear than the drivers ahead. Yonti, 44% on his rear left. Samidia, 62, so he's got a much longer lifetime on that medium compound, and should be able to... Yeah, I think one stop for Samidia is pretty viable here. We'll have to wait and see.
I think if somebody says he's going to do a one stop, he's going to do a one stop, all right. He can see that the softs are dropping off for Yonti at the moment, and he knows when he needs to start pushing too. And watch out for Galbavan and Yenab as well. If they can catch up to Copy, this is a sign for the soft runners to be like, do I really want to be staying out for an extra few laps? Do I think I should go into the pits? That is the things that the drivers will be thinking about, and the Jets will be looking at the data and thinking, right, when will be the best time to pit? And it's not the in-game Jeff, guys, for those of you that are new to the stream. Every single team has one Jeff from a member of the community, so they have been getting telemetry from the drivers. They've been looking at the data just as much as us lot. Well, Rwaggy's got data anyway, not me, but yeah. Anyway, Matteo has blinked. He's gone into the pit, so he's going for the undercut.
Yep, he also got another 3 seconds, so he's now on 6, which is not helping his cause at all. Top Tom is flying. Fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. He is really committed to giving it the full beans, and the 45.957 is what he's set so far as the new fastest lap time. And based on what his current pace has been over the previous few laps, I reckon that's only going to keep getting bigger and bigger. But, you know, fair play to Top Tom. He's done a fantastic job to recover in this race. He's 9 seconds ahead of Matteo, who at one point was actually in the contention for a podium. Whereas Yenab and Galbavan, they swap places. Yenab up to P7. Yenab is now looking to be very fast as Assassin gets the 3 second time penalty for Conacoin.
I wonder what Daddy Co is thinking now. If he sees Yenab closing in on him very, very soon, he's going to be thinking, I should have served my 5 second penalty in the safety car. And that's probably hindering him more than helping him right now. So And yet I'm serving that penalty. He's got none, and he could chase down the likes of Copy and Jesper all he wants. But he's going to have trouble getting past his teammate. And racing points around this track in real life, we've seen in, I think it was 2018, what happened with, was it Ocon and Perez? And yeah, we don't. People are in. So the likes of Yonti, Danico, Andy's staying out, however, though. So he's thinking that the undercut will be less powerful, and he thinks that the overcut will be powerful. Interesting.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So Danico, Yonti, Yonti was P2, Danico P3. And they're both going out again now on the mediums. Going to try and take these to the end. I think that's pretty doable.
I think it
should be very easy. 25 laps. Not going to be the end of the world. But Galvan is a bit at risk here. I'm looking at this train that's going on here. Jesper currently holding down P3 physically on the track. Copy there on the back of him. P4. You got Yenab, who's been very quick. And obviously now he's on the medium compound tyres. And they're a little bit younger than everyone else on the track. He's actually done a really good job of going for a bit of a closure on Copy. Might even go for a little bit down the inside, maybe. Nope, no gap there for him to slip his car into, but it won't stop him from trying a little bit later on in the lap. Probably going to go for a look as they come up towards Blanchimont, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so too. There's plenty of places to overtake. They could surprise one up the inside of Stabilo, potentially Stabilo 2 before Blanchimont, but yeah, I think that's the main overtaking opportunity that we can see today. I like this track as well. It's one of my favourites on this game because you're not just overtaking in the DRS zones. You've got overtakes all over the place. So this is what the drivers are going to be doing right now. And Copy was in a racing point sandwich. He wasn't now because Jesper's now in third. Somebody in second. So will Andy go into the pits? Yes, he does go into the pits. That's going to be the sign for Jesper and Copy to go in. They've got to now, surely, because otherwise their tyres are going to be dead. Yes, they do. Yeah. Oh, that's tight into the pit lane. You do.
Samidia is now your race leader, and it's actually a racing point 1-2, although the 2 is a little bit further back. 4.3 seconds back, in fact. And he's got Gelbavan and Brownie all towed up at the back of them. I think Andy is coming out as well. He's coming out right alongside Dennis, who just slips ahead. This will be a bit of a problem here for Andy. He needs to hurry up and get past Dennis before they get to the end of the straight. He's going to have DRS to help him do it. I think it should be very simple, easy to do. Matteo saying the new fastest lap as well will help him with his recovery drive. The prediction is still alive. He's going to go for it. Yenab.
Yeah, Galban gets past Yenab up to P2, so they're swapping positions all the time. So that's a nice little scrap that these guys are having. And I think all this is allowing is somebody just to really get the gap to where he needs to. Maybe Yenab's doing this on purpose. That's good teamwork, if that is.
Danico actually managed to get himself past the Jesper. I think Jesper actually was able to get the move done on Danico via the undercut. Or overcut. I can't remember who came in first. I think he got the overcut. But either way, Jesper is now behind again. So that's going to be a bit of a problem for him later. Andy, P5 physically on the track. 1.4, just dropped 1.1 seconds, sorry, between him and Dennis. And they have not yet pit behind. So, yes, he might be quicker at this point in time with the fact that he's on the brand spanking new mediums. But when everybody else pits and gets onto those softs, Andy's going to get chased down hard.
Yeah, Andy is going to be, I think, a bit worried, but he's on the fresher tyre, so he should go for the moves. And if he does not, then he's going to get held up very, very quickly. And we do know that mediums could last a very long time. So we're on lap 21. In a 50% race, it's 22 laps. So I'm just trying to think how many laps we've got to go. So we do have about 23 laps, actually. So I'm guessing that is when potentially the likes of some idiot girl around, they're thinking about going onto the soft tyres. But we'll see.
Oh. Yonti having a little look at Dylan. That's even before the DRS zone, but he has got that one in. He's already trying to fight back. Dylan is looking to try and slip down the inside again, but Yonti, I think, has got himself covered off this time, which is good news. Got to be a little bit deep in there. He should compromise his exit here, but Assassin's gone really deep. Actually, suddenly, Yonti might even go for a move here. Coming into Rivage, it's going to be a bit of a send down the inside. I think that's going to put Assassin way too far out to be able to defend this one. But if he can stay alongside of him throughout, which he cannot, then he had a chance going into No Name. But Yonti has got P8 locked in. As him now climbing back those positions. Only 3.1 away from Beaker. And actually, Yonti, I mean, I don't want to jinx him. I'm touching wood as I say this. Yonti might actually secure himself big points today. Maybe even a podium.
Yeah, because the guys around him, they've got quite a few penalties. Yonti has got none. So he could be in for some... Yonti has had some sheer bad luck. Take USA, for instance. He had quite bad luck there. So this will put him back on form again, up to his consistent pace that we've been seeing all along. So I think, to be honest, for Yonti, he'll be relieved if he gets that position. And as long as he gets no penalties, he's going to be in for a very good race. I'm sure he's going to be very happy. He's been very clean. And we know Yonti for a while. He's been in RNL for goodness knows how long. And he's one of the cleanest drivers I've ever known. So if Yonti really starts to put the pressure on these drivers, he could be in for a really, really good shout as well. And he just pitted as well. And he's going to try and catch up to the guys that still yet to pit as well. But even though the ones on the mediums, they're going to be on major threat for the soft runners very soon. But, what's going on?
Yenab was having a look at Gelbovan. Brownie was having a look at Yenab. And they all became very compressed very quickly. And now they're all so close to each other. Yenab had a little bit of a mistake going into Lacoon, which has allowed Gelbovan to just recover a little bit. And Yenab has... Yeah, I mean, he's not exactly a mile away from him. He's only lost a couple of tenths. But... that one little wobble could have been a position lost had Brownie been able to capitalize. Yellow flag sector 1. That is a car.
That's AlphaTauri. That's Matteo.
I think he is about to retire.
Rip the S's.
I mean, he's had a few penalties. He's also had a lot of issues. I don't know how he lost it there though. That was on the Kemmel Straight.
Oh, did he lost it after? Oh, yeah, he did. So he might have lost it in our Rouge, basically, and almost clipped the curb. And I don't know. That is something to look out for.
Andy got a 3-second penalty as well.
Oh, so Andy! Really
again, I've criticised him every single week for the last however many weeks it's been now. He has had penalties in every single race so far this season, and they've cost him a race win in most of them. Like, if he just keeps himself clean and consistent enough, he can actually get that race win that he needs. And he's already had one, I believe, but he's only had one out of however many times he's crossed the line in first. It's a real concern, a real weakness that Andy's got there. If you're the likes of Top Tom, who for the most part keeps himself pretty clean, or even Samidia and Yenab, they're the ones who you look to week on week to basically have 0 penalties. I think Yenab has only ever had 1 penalty out of the entire season so far.
Speaking of Yenab, he gets past Gelbovan.
Yeah, race 7, this one. It's really good from him.
Yeah, speaking of Yenab, he gets past Gelbovan as in the Kemmel Straight. So, good move from him. And these two, I think, are even on pace this race, Yenab and Gelbovan. They've been fighting since really near the start. So, We've said all along that these two were quite equal, so and they're showing it right here. So, and they still yet to pit, of course. There will be, I'm just trying to think, they will probably pit lap 27, 28. My calculations, according on my data on when I think the meetings are going to last. I don't know.
Mateo had another yellow flag going down the Kemmel Straight. I have no idea what's happening.
It might be a wheel or controller issue or hardware issue.
Maybe. Very odd. We'll have to keep an eye on him later on when he goes back there again. The Alfa Romeo boys, P6 and 7. Mateo's got another penalty. This prediction is going to need nothing short of a miracle if he wants to get a podium now.
Yes, I think I jinxed him earlier, saying I think he's going to get a podium as well. So there's always the next race, and don't forget next week I believe is a break week as well.
It is.
So
it
is a good chance for Mateo to just focus on the next race, maybe practice a bit more as well. Maybe the next race could be his race.
Oh, Brownie and Andy. Andy's through. Up on Brownie now, so up to P4. Brownie will try and tuck in behind him a little bit. Just try and utilize the fact that Andy's on those newer mediums and use that toe, use the ERS if he needs to, just to stay alongside of him. Because this will actually drag Brownie further forward here. Might actually see him potentially gain a position or two. Danico, Top Tom. So Top Tom earlier, for those of you who missed it, I'm looking at you here, Mark. Top Tom got caught out by a mistake that Top Jack made, which is Top Jack lost the rear on his own. And then Top Tom just couldn't react in time because it was so quick that he lost most of his front wing and had to box, get a new wing, go into a new set of mediums, which is why he's 17 laps in on these ones. And now I assume he's going to go to a set of softs soon, but you'd ideally want to take these to the end. Looking at his tyre conditions, there's no way. Oh, that's an Alfa Romeo. That's Dennis! Facing the wrong way, getting himself out of the road. He doesn't want to go yet, and he can't really afford to. There he is now, trying to rotate the back end. And he's through. Are we going to see a safety car?
He almost did a Giovinazzi.
Yep, he's all right. Dennis has not caused the safety car.
Yeah, I'm in the pits.
Yep. Off those mediums.
That's early.
Very early. Yeah, very early. Let's have a look at his tyre wear. 46% rear left. That's too early.
I don't think it's going to make it, Ben.
Well, on the softs to the end here?
No.
Yeah, you might be right. 19 laps?
Yeah,
they'll just be a bit poor.
It lasts 18 laps, so it's going to be 1 lap of fuel saving, I think. And he's going to hope he's not involved in some battles, which he is right now.
Yonti, getting past Beaker. They will not be in cahoots with each other, but I imagine there would have been a degree of, all right, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine situation. You've also got the Danico Top Tom battle that's just switched up a little bit. Top Tom is through. Danico did overtake previously, and now Top Tom has regained that position. I wait to see when Top Tom decides it's time to box. Top Tom actually just clipped a little bit of grass there. That's not going to help him quite nicely. Yenab on these brand new softs will be so quick. I'm actually going to stay on board with it. In fact, let's even get the Halo hood up, shall we? As we watch him charge through these two. This is going to be fantastic to see.
Yeah, I'm liking these battles at the moment between these two. I mean, they're keeping it consistent all throughout as well. But, it may come to difference on the deltas. But for now, it's a place on track. And you don't really want to start losing it. All it takes is a safety car. And it brings people back into this race. So anything can happen, of course, but we're on lap 25, halfway into this race already for these drivers, and they're starting to really get into their rhythm now. Yenab's got to get past Danico right now, because otherwise his tyres are going to be livid, and he's going to probably regret his decision going onto the softs, but he wants to save his tyres as quickly as he possibly can. A little bit of a run on the bus stop, very tight, but he just edges out Danico there, as I've seen a house go off a little bit. That was Jesper, but luckily no damage. And Top Tom's in the pits. Again, that's actually, no, it's not early. It's fine. It's fine.
He's going on to
he
the
can
soft.
make it.
Galbavan and Brownie some places. Oh, we got a nice helicopter cam shot here of the two of them going through Lacombe. It's actually really nice to see. Brownie's starting to get a little bit more pacey. Again, he's 25 laps on these mediums. He's going to need to have a fantastic second stint on the softs, but this is really good for him. Same for Gelbavan. They're all in a position where they can actually attack soon. Not necessarily going to be going for any race wins, because Andy, who's there in P2 right now, is looking to take those mediums all the way to the end. But who knows? When that pace starts to be displayed by the soft tyres, which currently looks like we're only going to see that from Yenab's perspective.
And Top Tom.
Yeah. Top Jack and Mateo are actually scrapping. Oh. Mistakes there between the two of them. Mateo is ahead. Top Jack can have a look down the inside. Mateo covers it off. And they're going to stay as is for now.
Fun fact, I was watching a race, about 50% race around Belgium. These two, in the overcast conditions, were battling for goodness knows how long, 6-8 laps or something. And they kept it clean. So they have raced each other before. So they're probably going to do exactly the same now. Still going side by side into, I can't remember what corner name. And they're still going to keep at it. A little bit of a slide from both of them. Heading into Stabilo 2. Matteo's going to get the better run. Maybe Top Jack could do that as well. Heading towards Blanchimont now. This is the battle that we've been hoping to see for many moons, I would have to say. But
wow,
this is insane. They're still going side by side. I thought they were going to go absolutely into the wall there, but they're not. The most crucial bit now is going through the bus stop chicane. Top Jack may have the edge there, still going into the final corner. This is insane, boys. I'm literally, this is great. They're both even on pace by the look of it. They just want to want to show the glory for the cameras by the looks of it. This is what they're doing. This is great to see as they head just past their source now. I'm going to go on board with Top Jack as he goes through El Rouge, and looks like Matteo's increased his pace a little bit, but the one crucial factor, Top Jack will have the DRS, and they're still actually not too bad on ERS as well, still going side by side into the Kemmel Straight. Top Jack has the edge for now, but I think Matteo's going to be like, nope, you're not having that position. But fair, I was expecting a battle between these two, and my oh my, they're going to probably keep battling for many moons, I say. Can this go on for this many laps? Oh my goodness. Insane.
I mean, they're going to try, aren't they? Let's be honest. That was fantastic to watch. They kept it so clean, side by side for an entire lap and a bit. It was really good to watch. And you know what? Massive respect to the pair of them for doing what they did.
Oh, I wish it was for a podium.
Really difficult to achieve that.
I wish it was for a podium.
Yeah, true. But speaking of podium, Gelberband, who was in P3, has chucked himself into the pits. He's now coming off. Sommidius also done the same. He's now on the soft compound tyre. So he was the first of the medium runners to get in. Where is Brownie on the track? Oh, Rouge Rodion. Okay, so not the end of the world. This could be certainly better for a lot of them.
Jeez! Jack and Matteo still going side by side past Blanchimont into the bus stop. A chicane again. Sorry to cut you, but they're still going at it on the lap 28, I believe, as well. It looks like that someone has blinked something and has like pushed a button or something, and it's like, you know what? Battle, please. And they're heading towards that source now. Top Jack is really pushing Matteo to do well as well. They got to be careful. Dennis could be catching up as well, and Dennis is on the soft compound tyres. Top Tom, I believe, has got past Hunnam and Robin as well. But let's watch these two again, heading towards the Kemmel Straight then. Very tight from the pair of them, but Top Jack has the DRS. This should be an easy move for him, but it's not. Matteo has the straight line speed of dreams here, heading towards Lex.
Still going.
They're still going, heading into Brussels, I mean. Oh, guys, just stop. I'm joking. Just keep going, guys. Just keep going. Matteo getting the better run here as well. If this is the show reel that these guys are looking for, then my oh my, I think most of this race is potentially going to be these two fighting. Now heading towards Pouon. Still going side by side. They're still going to go side by side, but in Stabilo, just watch. Matteo onto the right. Top Jack to the left. Dennis is in this as well to spoil the party. Oh, this almost ended up entirely wrong for them. How are these guys keeping it on the road? I'm sorry to the guys up in front who are still battling, but this is a ball.
Oh, forget about them.
Dennis.
Forget about them. Oh, Dennis is in it. Dennis is going for a big boy move here. Surely he's not going to pull this. He's gone through. He's actually kept that one in. He's actually up there. They're still side by side. How Dennis has come across a big move there from Top Jack. Almost goes into the back of him. They are still wheel to wheel. Mateo and Ben. Mateo and Top Jack going wheel to wheel consistently. Dennis said, look, you guys you keep your little squabble. I'm on these really grippy, really fast softs. I'm just going to go on through. And now Top Jack is trying to go around the outside again on Mateo. Gets squeezed to the very edge. Who's got the DRS? That's the real question. Where's the detection zone? It's right here. Oh, I actually have no idea who's got it because they were very, very close to each other.
It's Top Jack who's got DRS. Yep. Actually, no, it's Mateo.
Have they both got it?
Yeah, they both got it due to Dennis.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. All right, well, they both have DRS. That means that they can continue going side by side. I don't even think we can do Twitter clips long enough for this.
The highlights are going to be so long.
Beacon's going to have a really tough job next week trying to get a video sorted for this one. He might have to start editing it today just to make sure it's ready in time for the race next 2 weeks' time. This is fantastic. Still going down the inside. Dennis getting a penalty. They're going alongside once more, coming up towards Puon. It's going to be Top Jack on the inside. This should favour him, but this hasn't stopped them from going side by side again. And you can see Matteo does not give out, and he will continue scrapping. They have given this, and I didn't mean to switch away there. My apologies. They have given this for what, 3-4 laps straight? I haven't even been able to look anywhere else on the field. Some idiots on the podium right now, by the way, looking for a potential P2, but we'll forget about that for a second because I have no idea how they're doing this. Lap after lap after lap, they've been side by side, consistently scrapping, and they're still doing it. It's like they don't care about the fact that the race is all the way up there. They're not bothered about going for any P1s anymore. They've said, my race is done. Let's just have some fun with it. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're having a lot of fun. And it's clean fun. Literally wheel to wheel, even through the bus stop chicane. Matteo Longe still on the outside. They still haven't surrendered. And they're still giving it absolutely everything.
Somebody's got P2.
Has managed to get himself a P2.
I'm going to show you the clip of these two going side by side in a race I commentated on. I think it was Ryan Z. Pre that they did this as well. So I'm going to show you after the race if that's okay, because it went on for ages. I need to actually get the clip sorted, but they're going again. I'm sorry for some idiot who went for the move on Yonti. We absolutely missed that. Oh my. Some people saying it looks coordinated. No, it does not. If it looks coordinated, someone will be sewing down and letting each other through. This is racing at its absolute finest. They're on same ERS together. They're not. I don't think they're in the same party. I don't think. The clouds are starting to thicken as well, which is interesting. But Matteo has a better run here. Still going side by side. Oh my goodness, guys, stop.
Welcome to the Rwagnation League, or as we're now going to call it, the Top Jack and Matteo show, because they have literally had the whole screen the entire time. Looks like now Top Jack has finally got ahead enough to actually secure that position. I lost count how many laps that was. That was what, 6 laps of just consistent side by side. They were literally battling the entire time.
Matteo's going to go for it again. There he goes. Side by side again.
How are they keeping this up? Like, you must be so sweaty through there. Oh, a bit of a mistake.
Oh, Yenam's getting past Yonti. Yenam's got past Yonti on those softs. I think the podium's going to stay as it is right now. Andy, even with that penalty, is going to make a difference. But scrap them.
Yep. So right back to where we just were, because they're going at it once more as Top Jack again goes back down the inside. Yanab did do a DRS overtake, so it was a simple maneuver. Matteo and Top Jack, but they're fighting for nothing. Can I point that out? They're fighting for absolutely nothing. I also want to point out, Top Jack has, throughout this entire time, kept himself so clean of penalties. He's got nothing to lose here. Matteo finally has DRS, but ERS and Slipstream being very effective here for Top Jack. They're looking to go once more right into the braking zone. Very late on the brakes there for Matteo. Bit of a mistake made for him. He's actually going to lose out a little bit here as Top Jack is going to go down the inside into the right-hander. And I think they're going to be wheel-to-wheel, even coming up towards the Ravage. Is Top Jack going to be able to hold him back here? I'm not sure. Matteo has got the inside for No Name. I think he's just lost out a bit there. Yes, he has. Top Jack gives him the space regardless, and they are absolutely going at it once more. This is just insane. This is insanity.
Yeah, whilst we were looking, we're seeing Brownie on the battle with Jesper as well, side by side into the bus stop. Keep it clean. It's going to be free wide with Top Jack's teammate. It's going side by side, heading into last off. So I think these two are going to be battling now as well. It's like Renault's fighting everywhere. Into last source now, keeping it. I think they're keeping it calm and collected. Yes, they are. So there we go then. Brownie's up into 8th. Galbaban's now going to try and go side by side with yes. But this is like the Renault show at the moment, isn't it? Yari's got past Top Jack and Matteo on those special softs. Well, it is to be expected. So it's a battle for last place now, isn't it, for Top Jack and Matteo? They don't care.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, yeah, the softs are obviously much better, but they're still going, by the way. They haven't given up. I mean, they finally... Oh, big send from Top Jack down the inside into turn 1. Again, though, side by side again. Consistently pushing each other to the limit. And this is just fantastic. And this is what, 8-9 laps now of just consistent side-by-side action. Matteo made a bit of a mistake there. That's actually opened up the door here for Top Jack to get through. I think Matteo has DRS as well. Yes, he does. So they are just going to continue. DRS slipstreaming down. Here comes Top Jack. Is he going to go for an inside line or is he going to be defended? Matteo leaves the door open a little bit, but Top Jack gets it shut on him. He's going to fall back in line. And now, finally, we can actually have a breath here. Whilst they have a minute or maybe less than that of just
30
being
seconds
in front of each other.
30 seconds, I would say. I'm calling it. I'm calling it
that
right now.
That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
Can we change our driver of the day nominations, please, to these two? I don't care that Top Jack's got a penalty. Yeah, Top Jack's got a 5-second penalty, remember?
Yeah, he does.
So let me have a look. But he's still going to be ahead of Matteo anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Matteo has got far too many penalties. I think, was he on 9 now? No, 12, sorry. He's got 12. So 12 seconds of penalties for Matteo. Top Jack obviously has the 5-second penalty that the stewards have issued him.
Yeah.
Due to that rejoin. But I don't think it even matters. We've had such a fantastic run so far from both of these guys that this has been an absolutely majestic fight. We do need to give... Again? Oh, Top Jack around the outside. He's actually got that one done, I think, in time for it. Mateo's going to try and stick it back through the cutback of Dream's not going to quite work out for him because he gets blocked off by Top Jack. Top Jack back up to P16, but again, ERS. Again, he's going to try and slip down the inside once more. Bit of a send into turn 1. Top Jack had to leave the gate open for him because of how deep Mateo was going into it. But again, just shows how clean they can go. And again, going side by side into Eau Rouge Radion. They've done. I would be worried normally if they were going to crash, but they've done this like 9 times already this race. So let's just enjoy it. Let's just let them have their fun. Top Jack, I think, has. Oh, neither of them have DRS.
No, Top Jack has. He just decided not to use it because he's in front. But
wow,
I'm amazed that Top Jack doesn't have any track limit penalties. We can breathe again.
I honestly don't even think I would be able to race like they are and have been for that long without once being so excited at how good the racing is that I would be able to stop myself from laughing. You know what I mean?
This is the race of the season.
Oh, Brownie, good for a send here on Jesper. There's going to be an outside maneuver through the bus stop, but he's had to back out a little bit. Here comes Gelbovan as well, getting involved in the situation. So this is a big train here from P5 right the way down to P9, and P10 is not that far away, and also on the soft, which is Top Tom. So naturally, a very fast driver. We have 10 laps to go of this race. This race has flown by just by watching those guys down there at the back in 15th and 16th place. Again, remember, they were fighting for nothing, literally nothing. But you know what? It didn't matter. We got to see some exciting battling between the two of them, and it was the cleanest show of battling. And the whole time they were side by side, they didn't touch once. That's just how clean it was. Gelbovan, though, on the back of Brownie.
Oh, they're both going into the pits. Both of them.
I think Mateo saw Top Jack going in and was just like, I'll follow you in. It's fine. We'll have some soft battle racing. Oh, big send for Brownie down the inside of Jesper. Bit too aggressive, I think, there, but no damage on either car. But definitely a code brown for Jesper will mean Brownie is up to P7. Dylan's got another penalty against his name, but now Brownie finally, on these 4-lap old softs, should actually be able to chuck down the pace he's got within him if he was to try and go for a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. We actually get to see battles from everywhere else in the field now, and Brownie's definitely showing that. So Brownie doing amazingly well on those softs. So we've got Andy in first, some idiot in second.
Oh,
the
no!
has gone off. Jesper's out. Safety car.
Not yet. Not yet.
That's really bad from the Haas driver. He was running in a really decent position, and he just lost it on his own. That is gutting. F's in chat for Jesper. Oh my word. That is... Oh.
Nope, no safety car. All right, well, we avoided a safety car, which is good news if you're Yonti. I mean, he's holding on to that P4 for now, but 3.3 seconds back. Yeah, true. Although, it'd have been better news if it had been a racing point, because they are sat P2, P3 as it sits. But are they going at it again? They are. They're actually going at it again. There has been a request to turn off the hood whilst they give it the full beans, so let's see how they go for a little bit. Jess, you might want to leave your hood up so you can see what's happening. I'm currently hoodless.
Yeah, I've got the battles in. It's okay. It's... Oh, no!
Oh, it's gone wrong.
Oh, you turned your hood off and look what happened. I think Mateo's going to wait. I think Mateo's going to wait.
He's waiting for him. They'll go again. Well, meanwhile, Geldervan back up there in P8 is very close. This train is actually so close between the Red Bulls are very much leading this train, but it is still a huge amount of cars that are all on the back of them there. They are going at it once more, but it is going to be... we'll watch that shortly because I really want to pay attention to this fight that's going on here for P5. I mean, Danico is going to lose out because of all the penalties he's got. He's going to drop down at least to P8. Top Tom there is now in this fight as well. He's somebody I want to stay on board with here. I'm actually going to get the Halo hood up for him because he is more than likely going to pass a couple of these cars. His natural pace is incredible. His ERS usage is very good. And I will see now as he's coming up towards Blanchimont. He's got ERS being fully deployed. He is not backing out of this. He's going to look for Geldervan coming in towards Blanchimont now. It's going to be all about the battle of the braking zones. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Brownie's in trouble as Geldervan's going to go down the left-hand side. Brownie's on the right-hand side. Top has to back out. Geldervan goes deep into the corner. Goes a bit too deep, but I think he's got that move already locked in for Brownie. Brownie looking to cut back, but he cannot quite get it. Brownie will stay there in P8, but Top, despite how quick he was running up that hill, he gets blocked off. He cannot make it work, and now he's going to have to do it all into turn one. Big send! Too deep. Geldervan sees it, actually gets out of the way. Top just gets himself ahead of Brownie. I've done it again. I need to turn that off.
Oops, they did it again. Sorry.
That's all right. They're still going. Top will now look to get Geldervan as well. ERS is very low, so he hasn't got Leica deployed, but he's still deploying it regardless, looking for that 0% if he can get it. He's already down to 3, and he's turned it off to make sure that he doesn't lose any more. But he is right on the back of that Renault. We have got only, 8 laps to go? 9 if you include the one that they're on right now, and they really cannot afford to lose any more.
Can we have more? Because we can see more of these battles. Because this has been insane. I've had... Oh, Dennis is out of the race. He's
in the pit lane.
So he's giving up. So we've had 3 retirements of this race so far. Shame that the top 15 don't get any points, but there we go. It's only the top 10. As meanwhile, Top Tom and Brownie going side by side into Stablo. Top Tom almost went off there. Another save from him. Top Tom is known definitely for his saves, I have to say. I don't know miraculously there, but there we go.
Well, we'll see now what happens between the two of them here. Whether or not anything changes.
Oh, Mateo and Top Jack, they're going at it again.
I want to stay with Top Tom real quick because he might go for a late break here on Brownie. Brownie did technically move under the braking there. That did make Top Tom go off the line. There's a spin. Copy's been rotated.
No,
I actually don't know if that was contact or not. Watch out for the rejoin. Copy. He's done okay there. That's fine. No disaster for anybody, but Top Tom on the back of these guys. This could be a really good fight.
This could be. I'm excited.
Oh, Samidia and Yenab have swapped places.
Is that tactical?
That will definitely be tactical, yeah. I don't know why you would swap places given that Yenab is on the older tyres. Maybe his tyre wear is just a little bit better. They might be communicating. Well, they are definitely communicating, but they might be communicating about whether or not their tyre wear is that low. We'll see later on. Top Tom still with Brownie. Brownie's actually starting to lose a bit of time here to the Renault ahead of him. So he does actually need to hurry up and get past him. But Top Tom having that penalty will not help his cause later on.
No. I think Top Tom is absolutely flying at the moment as well. But they're still going. These two are still going at the bus stop. And fair play to Mateo for actually waiting for Top Jack. And this is why people race, to have fun. If they have nothing to fight for, why not have some battles? Because it's great, it's fantastic. Usually, I'm at the back usually, and I hate having races where there's no battles and I'm last. But if I'm last and having a battle with someone that's second last, for example, then all for it, and it's probably like, this is the best race ever. So, Mateo getting a better run for our Rouge. That was a very good send, I think, for Mateo. But Top Jack is not going to let Mateo go this easy. So, but I don't think they're going to go side by side into Lacombe, surely. Oh my goodness, they do. It's nice and sunny as well. So that makes the track temperature even more difficult heading towards Brussels. Oh, Mateo almost going off the circuit there as well. Don't worry, we are keeping an eye on the battle between Top Tom as well. Galvan pretty tense behind Danico, but still going side by side into No Name. I think this is the battle of the stream.
Is that a penalty? Top Jack?
Yeah.
No, that's going to make any difference,
Nah.
really. Mateo's gone deep. Here comes Top Jack down the inside. Yep, he's through.
Oh my
They're
word.
still going after
Galvin and Danico. Sorry.
Oh! Go on, carry on.
Galvan and Danico and Brownie, they were fighting. Galvan stays in 5th place. Fair play to Danico that's been fighting forever with Brownie as well.
Oh.
Brownie going side by side into Brussels. That was almost
I guess you could call it
contact.
that. Well, there was definitely contact. There was definitely contact. You could call it side by side, but yeah, Brownie went very late on the brakes, locked up massively, and yeah, clipped Danico a little bit, sent him a bit out wide. No damage. But yeah, that definitely wouldn't have made Danico feel very happy with himself in that situation. That was Brownie going a little bit too deep. The stewards have been in touch to inform us that the incident between Galbavand and Copy is under investigation. So we'll see now how that one pans out. Both Top Jack and Mateo have gone into the pits once more. I assume they're going to go for another set of softs and go once more to see what they can do. They're definitely fighting with each other intentionally now. I think it started out accidental initially. But now they're definitely intentionally doing this on purpose. It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. You want to have some fun, for goodness sake. If you have nothing else to fight for, you would rather do that than have a quiet race, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's going to be a danger that ghosting's off, and you could get caught up in the likes of the other people at the front. So there could be a danger there. But we'll see.
Lap 39, and our race leader's just got another 3-second time penalty. So, if we look at the penalty situation, 6 seconds for Andy. Yanab is 10.4 away. So now, the Racing Point boys have actually got a chance here to potentially close in on Andy, but they're going to need more than just outright pace if they want to have that the race win taken away. As Top Tom's going for a maneuver alongside Danico. Squeeze to the very edge. Brownie's going to be there as well, just about boxing him. Danico has fallen behind, and Top Tom is up to P7. But remember, he does have penalties. So have a quick look now. 3 seconds for Top Tom, 3 seconds for Danico. And that is Brownie pretty much secure here. So Top Tom actually doesn't need to get aggressive unless he can force Brownie to get himself his penalty. Otherwise, he's going to stay P7 no matter what.
Yeah, to be fair, considering on the spin he had earlier and the unluckiness he had with Top Jack, good comeback from him. I told you he was going to come back and do well. So... fair play to him. He's still got to get some points. He's still got to catch up in the championship. No hard feelings for him. That just goes to show how talented Top Tom is.
Dylan had a bit of a situation. That was in the corner with no name, I believe. Lost himself off in the wall. And that was him. Yeah, he's got wing damage left-hand side. He's going to need to bring himself into the pits, I think. His tyres are already pretty low, pretty worn. But nothing more than that. Samidia and Yenab. I don't know if they're actually fighting here or if they're just trying to help each other out, but it looked like Samidia was actually trying to do something about Samidia.
Don't turn it into Perez and knock on, please.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Yenab looks like he's lifted. Let's have a look at the tyre situation between them. Maybe 53 for Samidia, 46 for Yenab. 2 laps have made a massive difference.
I think they've been helping on their tyre management at the moment. So that's good. Oh, Top Tom on Brownie into, what was it? Camel Straight?
Yep.
He gets the move done. Top Tom up to 6th place.
Oh,
Brownie!
Whoa.
Oh my God, Brownie, you gave me a heart attack.
Brownie
almost gave me a heart attack.
In the Brownie very much nearly had a lot of Kurt Brown there for him.
I think you made people jump in the chat. So, Brownie, it's your fault.
Andy, not really at risk here. Still on 6 seconds of penalties. But the thing I'd be thinking, if I'm Racing Point, if Andy gets one more penalty, you could easily capitalize on that. You only need to then get within his 9-second range. Which currently I don't think he's at risk of necessarily creating, because he's gone this long with only getting 2 penalties. You know, if you base that on averages, then he's looking good for quite a while. You got Danico and Brownie, who are in the toe of each other, but Brownie's closer to Top Tom than anybody else. Top Tom might actually be able to pull himself away.
Yeah, I think so too. And he could get... Wait, you won't get P6 on penalties because Brownie will get him. So... I'm still impressed that Matteo and Top Jack are still battling like this. I know it's intentional, but this is great to see. This is, I think, sportsmanship at its finest. Hopefully we can get more battles like this from them in the future, but we'll see. What's the next track, by the way?
I actually don't know.
I'll check. I hope it's a good one.
Do that. I'm going to cut to these two. So the stewards have informed both Matteo and Top Jack that what they're doing is okay, as long as it doesn't impact the race at all. If they have a crash and create a safety car, they will both be severely punished because they're not meant to do what they are doing. However, personally, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, as long as they don't impact the race for anybody, I don't see any harm in it necessarily.
Yeah, same.
But yeah,
I think they've been told now. I think they're not pushing too much. I think they're not pushing too much now. I can see, but just don't affect other people's races, please. We don't want you to be penalised. The next race after the break week is Monza.
Ooh, not a lot of side-by-side action can be done there, to be honest.
Nah, it can't. I wonder if Brownie's going to get past Top Tom again.
Oh, we're going to have another situation in Racing Point Team now, you know. So last season, there was a track. I can't remember what track it was, but there was a moment. Oh, it was Brazil. It was Brazil.
That's the final race this season.
It was Brazil. So basically what happened was Yanab was ahead of Samidia. And then they asked to swap places. They swapped places. Samidia then took the lead, if you like, of them to try and take the race win. And there was an option for them to give the position back, which Yanab wasn't too happy with how that went down. Now the question is, are they going to replicate the same problem? And if they do, are they going to do it the other way around? Because technically Samidia owes Yanab one. I think Samidia will probably give it back to Yanab based on what happened last time, because last time was Samidia's first race win in RNL. So there was a lot more on the line. Now Samidia's won, I think, 2 now, I believe.
How many has Yanab won?
I think Yanab's going to take this one, I reckon. For a P2, anyway.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, somebody's going to wait, just like Hamilton did in, what was it, Hungary a few years ago, where he let Bottas through. So, I think...
Yeah.
I think it's going to be team orders, which is a shame, because I would have liked them to fight to the death, but, you know, you would rather have team orders happening than people just fighting, and then they may end up in the wall, so that's better getting points that way for your constructors than no points at all. So... They're still going to give it everything anyway. But all that's allowing is Andy to have a very comfortable gap up front. And it is the second win of the season, Andy. Am I
right? Yeah, I think it is, actually. I mean, he's crossed the line first so many times. But yeah, this is realistically going to be them, well, effectively him getting his second actual race win. So they are still going at it down there in 14th, 15th. They do need to be careful because P5 onwards are actually closing in here.
Yes.
So they will actually get some traffic. I know that they will know that they're being blue flagged. They will jump out of the way, and I honestly don't suspect that there's going to be any issues. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Yellow flag sector 1. Is that Matteo getting out of the way? Yes, he is.
Yes, it is. Fair play. I think I think they got the steward's message. I think.
You know what? I respect this. They're just having fun in the race. They're not harming anybody. In fact, they're doing the absolute best they can to get out of the way of everybody that's ahead of them. I respect this.
Me too.
Like I said, as long as it doesn't bring out a safety car, no issues there at all for me.
Exactly. Even then, they're not having... I think because they were battling too much, I think they stopped now.
I think they're only waiting for the... Yeah, I think they're only waiting for the traffic to be cleared. I doubt that it's going to change anything. I mean, the thing is, that was it initially started out completely random. I think what happened was...
When was it intentional? When was it intentional? That's what I like to know.
There was a point where they started wiggling to each other. I think that was when it became intentional.
Ah, okay. I forgot when that was. But
it was like quite early on in the fight.
But still, it was great entertainment.
I loved it. I loved it completely. I mean, being able to race side by side with somebody, especially if you're giving it the full beans, is very much.
I wish I could do that in a
very well.
race, but my pace is not good enough to do that, unfortunately. So,
The thing is, it's a steward's nightmare, but it's a spectator's wet dream.
Exactly. But at least they're not causing any issues on track. We're on the final lap, believe it or not.
We are. Andy is more than enough ahead. Even if he gets another 3-second time penalty, he's got another 3 seconds on top of that he could cover off regardless. So Andy looking dead set to come across the line to take the race win. I don't think anybody's going to hamper that one at all. P2 is still to be decided, and I don't think it's going to be anything more than, well, which one of these two is going to give it up. I think Sumit will end up giving the position to Yenab. What I would do if I was the team is say, right, both of you line up next to each other as you come along a Rouge, and then from that moment on, you race him. Go. And let them go for it.
Yeah.
Yari getting the new fastest lap, so despite being outside the top 10, we'll take that point away from anybody who is in the top 10, unless somebody else can quickly take it away. So we'll see.
The hell's Brownie?
Andy then, our race leader for the majority of the race. He's done such a good job of being clean. He's only had 2 penalties. And he's had such a strong pace that it doesn't matter because here he comes across the line to take the win here in Belgium. Massive result for Andy, especially in the championship standings. Samidia here in P2. Is he going to give the position to Yenab?
No.
Or is he going to take it for P2? I think he's going to take it. Samidia crosses the line. We are not switching, I'm told. Yenab P3. Yonti finally getting some huge points on his name.
Big dub.
P4 for him. Well done, Yonti.
Galvan in the cross line in P5, but just P5. He's going to get it on the track anyway, and penalties, because Top Tom with those penalties. Top Tom's going to drop down to 8th place. Assassin? Where did he come from?
Yep,
9th place, 2 points.
Oh, Copy. Copy doing copy things.
And we got Yari as well. He's going to get 12th out of all this as well, I think. Dennis is leaving in disgust. Top Jack and Matteo across the line. Oh, that was a... Oh, I enjoyed that. I think I was just waiting for people to run their own races, I think.
They even crossed the line together. Unsurprisingly.
Oh, God, I didn't see that on my end, but there we go.
I caught it just after they crossed the line.
No.
So fair play.
Well, I think one of them is streaming, I believe, so someone can
I actually want to get them both in the commentary room.
Can't we actually?
I think we should.
Guys, if you're listening.
Well,
Okay, get the top 3.
So we can get in.
Do the top 3 first.
Well, it's only going to be a top 2 because one of them doesn't even have the... Oh, they are in the calls together now. I can see.
We could get some idiot and Yenab together. Can we?
Yeah, we could do. Let's get Top Jack and Matteo in here first. And then we'll get the other 3 in straight afterwards.
I'm fine with that.
Let's get the race result first. So, the way that one finished off, P1, Andy, did a very good job. Pace was absolutely incredible, and he managed to be consistent enough to keep himself ahead. Even with his penalties, he was still 7.5 seconds ahead of P2. Although P2 was Samidia, who for me, I think him and Yenab definitely deserve Driver of the Day votes together because they both came from so far back. They both gained the same amount of positions, and I think that overall is a very good result for the pair of them. Yonti P4, Gelbovan P5, Brownie P6, Danico P7, Top Tom P8, Copy P9, with Assassin getting that final point, Beaker P11, Yari P12, and taking the fastest lap point away, so no one's going to get it. Dylan 13th, Top Jack and Matteo 14th, 15th. You got to say it together because they crossed the line together. Dennis 16th, Jesper 17th, and our DNFer, well, 2 DNFers,
3.
I believe, because then Jesper, 3 DNFers, Dennis, Jesper, and Hwenny. Alrighty.
There we go.
Let's get the boys in. Let's get the boys.
Yes.
1 and 2. Good evening, gents.
Oh.
Hello.
We haven't done this before, but I want to say that was incredible to watch. We watched. It was very fun. One thing I want to say, first of all, is very good job on keeping it so clean. I didn't see you touch once, except for that one time when Top Jack got rotated and you waited for him anyway. and he didn't cause any impact on the race. Whilst I don't necessarily promote playing around, shall we say, in a league race, that was very, very good. Very impressed. So well done, boys. The chat loved it. We loved it. We lost count how many laps you did it for. I do need to know though. Did you know that was going to happen from the beginning, or was that always intended?
Since
just accidental?
Since we both like ended up spinning and losing our race, we're like, I texted him for his permission to fight. So I was like, "You wanna fight?" He's like, "Sure." So then we started, and
Oh, nice.
It was like flashbacks to Ryan's E-Preve what we did.
Yeah, I told Rwaggy that.
Yeah,
I told Rwaggy about that.
Yeah, it was just fun because my race went in the bin, so
yeah,
it just went all downhill. So we had fun.
Well, I'm again very pleased. I'm glad you didn't impact the race in any way, other than adding to some more content. And I think the chat are voting for you guys for combined driver of the day. So well done, boys. Now get out!
Well done, you
guys.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's get the. I'm gonna have to move Mateo, I think.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'll put you in that room. Was that the right room? Oh, there we go.
Ben.
Let's get the Racing Point boys in. Let's start with Yenab, so we can hear from him individually first, and then we'll get some in after.
Hello, Yenab.
Hello.
Evening, Yenab.
Hello.
P3, started P11. Fantastic result in the end. Was it as easy as you made it look?
No, I'm completely surprised by that. I think it was a really good comeback drive from both of us. And I don't know, the last 2 days I was just raging about the game non-stop because I just struggled so hard for pace. And then in the race, for some reason, I just... Like, I was pissed off. I was like raging 2 laps in a row about how I'm not getting any speed. And then all of a sudden I gained 3 or 4 times on the queue somehow after I dropped back because of that 5-second penalty that I wanted to serve on a safety car. So yeah, I don't know. Something just happened when I got pissed off, and then was a really nice comeback from there with a lot of help from some idiot as well, who dragged me along because he was on 2 laps fresher tires, obviously.
So I actually want to talk about that because obviously flashbacks to Brazil last season. There was a bit of controversy in your team because the decision that was made. I assume it was between. Well, I remember it being agreed between the two of you, although it wasn't necessarily what you wanted in the end. After that, was today's decision clear cut?
Yeah.
How did that go down?
Like in Brazil, I just realized after the race that I made the wrong call there, but yeah, all good in that regard. We talked about it, and no, I tried to overtake at the end. We made it like if I get a run, then obviously like it's not like anyone would dive bomb the other one and risk both races. But if I get a run, then I would go for it. But just wasn't possible with the tires. Edith even offered it to me, but just said he helped me so much today in the race, dragging me along on his fresher tires. So yeah, not anything, no bad feelings at all today. Really happy about that comeback. Great comeback from both of us, and yeah, just happy about that. He helped me a lot, so wouldn't ask for anything.
Okay, good. So you're happy with your P3 then, contributing towards now it's still a positive gap between you and Mercedes. You've increased it slightly. Obviously, they take the race win, but Andy looks like he's a bit untouchable. Obviously, we've got a week break next week before we come back, and we've got Monza the week after. Have you got any plans to be able to bring it back to him for the race after?
Yeah, I think Andy and Top Tom and Camille, if he's racing, are just as long as nothing happens to them and that kind of stuff, just a bit in a league of their own, I feel like. Obviously in Canada, we got lucky with a safety car and Andy had his penalties. So if something like that happens, a late safety car, I think we can always get something from that. But in general, it's just getting the most points as possible is the only aim. And hoping that Top Tom finishes ahead of Andy, because it doesn't look like McLaren is really a danger to us so far in the constructors.
Shots fired.
No, not really, but yeah. So yeah, a bet. I know that you're a Top Tom fanboy, and I'm also hoping for Top Tom to get the most wins.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
Thank you.
Congrats on the P. Go on, sorry, Jessica.
Nothing, don't worry.
Okay. I'm gonna get submitted in here. Do you want to stay whilst he's here, or do you want to?
I just mute.
Yeah?
But I'll stay
Okay.
here.
All right, cool. Well, congrats on the P3. Well done, and enjoy your break.
Grazie, ragazzi.
Just real quick, Badger. If you click on it, it says 732k go to Horn Badger and 13 others. You sausage. Submit hello. Good evening.
Can I say one thing before
Yes.
you start? We literally were talking, get ready to be dragged at any second, and in the middle of the sentence, you dragged me in.
Oh, my bad.
The perfect timing on
Well,
that.
what can I say? What can I say?
Comedic timing. Comedic timing.
Rwaggy
Go
can
ahead.
read each other's minds. There we go.
Yeah, it's true. Me and you are in sync. So good result considering we started. Don't think you was expecting a P2 to necessarily come into the fray today, but solid result. I guess the other real question is, Andy looked a bit too fast, and I asked Yanab the same question. I'll say Monza is coming up in 2 weeks. Can you do anything as a team to shut down this Mercedes charge?
Well, it's going to come down to one of us finding some superhuman pace, really. I mean, we both tried to run down Andy. He was just too quick. I mean, you're saying wasn't expecting to get to the podium. I'm happy. That was everything I could probably ask for on that. Just I was expecting maybe I could fight for a top 5 coming back through, but that played out just best case scenario, really. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Andy was just too quick. It's no shame in admitting that. It's kind of like last season with Get Owned and Zones and them too, and just trying to pick up the pieces from that. I mean, we're gonna try. Absolutely, we're gonna try. We'll go down fighting, but I mean, it's a tough challenge.
Now, obviously, I don't want to gloss over your race because you had a really good result, both of you, actually, again, in the same amount of places. It came to the end of it, you got P2, you got P3, you started P10, he started P11. Really solid result for your team. You're still pulling a gap there on Mercedes. But do you think maybe you took the initial tires a bit too far?
Nah, there was not. There was really. We were pretty pigeonholed in strategy because one, Andy pitted so late to the medium. He was always going to have good mediums at the end of the race. Kind of had that in my own knowledge of testing that the medium would be pretty well equal with the soft by the end. But we couldn't have pitted any sooner, and we really couldn't have pitted any later because it would have come out with Dylan.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I would say I finished on 71%, so there wasn't any more possible.
Yeah, and I was
okay.
at 63. I was like 63, 64.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm actually really pleased to see how well you... It's really strange because you've got Andy, who's hard carrying his team, and they're not in the shout for constructors, but you guys who've done such good job of just bringing home solid results every week to by last week, but we won't blame you guys for that. To actually still then be constructors leaders, it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it, and I look forward to see what you guys can deliver for us in Monza.
Yes, sir. That's what happens when you have 2 equal drivers. That's
True.
just the expectation of keep bringing on good results, and if you play consistent enough, maybe you're there with a shot at the end, and you pull off a superhuman effort. You never know. So,
yeah. All right. Well, congratulations, boys. Very well done on the points, and I look forward to seeing you guys at Monza.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And that's it for the Rwagnation League Grand Prix here in Spa. But don't go anywhere because we're going to do... I think we're going to do some Among Us. What do you reckon, guys? Should we do some Among Us?
Yours.
Alrighty. Let me change scenes. Oh, I didn't even turn my light on. That's awkward, isn't it? It's pitch black.
How?